How we doing? Conflicting answers on how long the war is gonna last. Look, you got sleeper cells all over the place. They're fixing to jump on your neck. Be careful. Stay out of fucking public gatherings and shit. Would be my suggestion. You can do what you want. I've been warning about this for a long time. They've already got the people in place in the big cities for an invasion. We've already been invaded. Our government let them in. They're here. They were flying them in and busting them in. Trump knows, or he'd be telling you. He'd be telling you what's going on. He's part of it. He, Operation Warp Speed, folks. This motherfucker ain't talking about what's going on here, and it's a lot bigger than anything they got going on. This is the big picture. Your government dances to this tune. Induction furnace. That's what a sun is. Riding the Birkeland current, a braid of three very powerful energies, powering every sun in the solar system. It looks like a little web going through space with all the suns on it. Induction furnace is what a sun is. Opposing magnetic fields hold us in place. Alright, so you're talking about maybe Netanyahu got hit. Well, there's another war criminal done anyway. Probably in his bunker, hanging out in Valhalla, Florida, with Charlie and our friend Jeffrey. So we're dealing with the people who have been preparing for war for 40 years because they knew this was coming for 40 years since we started digging the bunkers because we knew there were other suns coming, and your government decided to leave you ass hanging out and lie to you, not let you know what's coming. Well, my thumbnail is a fucking CME from behind the planet, folks. Like it or not, we got another sun, and he looks like that. Now, what I'm getting at is, 10 days ago, or well, I guess we're at day 11 of the war, so 12 days ago, Iran was moving their high density 60%. I believe it was plutonium or uranium, whichever one they're using. What was it, 3 days ago? They tested a nuke, came out to the world, said they had one. Of course they did. We knew they were given nukes by Russia to begin with the last time we bombed them in that 12-day war about 6 months ago. We knew that. That it was a public thing, they was talking about it, all that stuff. We made videos.
Well, these people are standing up for what's right in a time of great darkness. I know the United States and Israel are both considering potential ground invasion into Iran. Not just...
Of course we are. That was in the plans before we ever went. This is supposed to be the war that ends you, to keep us out of their bunkers. They're lying to you about 7 deaths.
Not having a safe haven is now going to be put in a vulnerable position. So when President Trump says mostly complete, I think he's talking about a lot of the different military targets and sites that have been struck. And then seeing...
I think this guy is delusional. Anyway, I told him, I says, you know, when these attacks come home from in and out, because they have submarines, there's going to be submarine launches, and there's going to be in attacks from the cities because they moved them into place last year. I made several videos about this. I, boy, this will not de-escalate, folks. C-17s are troop and cargo planes. You do see what's happening here. Tehran burns. U.S. Air Force C-17 crews on standby for full combat alert. Folks, we're going in on the ground. You can't take Iran unless you kill each and every fucking individual in Persia. It can't be done from the air and missiles unless you're using nukes. Well, those are fixing to come into play too, real soon. We're going in. We're going in. And this is going to be a full invasion, a full war. It's not going to be over. It's going to be over when the nukes fall. That's when this ends. Do not fool yourself. And keep in mind, we don't need Epstein files to know Donald Trump is a child rapist. It's been documented for fucking decades that he's gone out on the Spirit of New York with 14-year-old Miss Teen USA contestants as he owned the Miss Teen USA pageant with international men for several decades and before he ever met Jeffrey fucking Epstein. This is individual stuff of his that he does. This is stuff Donnie does all by himself, and it's been documented for a long fucking time. I don't know where y'all been living, in some goddamn cave somewhere. I mean, it was a jury that fucking found him liable for that last one with the sex lady. It's a jury, not some corrupt judge. A jury of his peers saw a bunch of fucking evidence and was like, yeah, that motherfucker got 24 felony accounts. That alone should be enough. I don't know what you want. Yeah, Trump's suing people for defamation. He ain't suing me because I ain't talking about the Epstein files. I'm talking about the fucking Donald Trump files that are documented. There's more than just the one you hear about from Miss Daniels. For God's sake. He is a fucking crook. A vile person. Since the 70s. 28 women. Teen models, powerful men, private dinners, cruise around on his damn yacht for decades before he ever met Epstein. I have none of this. Do you? None of it. Nothing. Nobody's ever accused me of doing anything to anybody. This is your president. This is who you voted for. This is who you voted for, man. This is a MAGA daily briefing. You people are insane. You can back this. You can back this up. You keep making excuses for the wars and everything else he's doing, and it's fucking insane. I can't believe there are actually living beings supporting this guy and his cabinet. It just blows my mind. Yeah, if you have a weak stomach, you might not want to read this. I'm not going to read it to you. This is all public knowledge, man. This is stuff that we lived through in the world. When I was younger, I remember it. I don't know how you can forget such a man is leading our country with people backing everything he's done. They make excuses for the extra taxes they called tariffs that I've been paying that have wrecked global trade. They're backing this, bombing fucking Iran. Dude, these people have no idea what repercussions, even in the real world, this would bring. The fact that our government's been moving people into the cities to do this is going to be like, God, I hope you all been paying attention and getting ready. You need to remain calm in this period. And if you've been thinking I'm crazy, you're about to go crazy. That's much love, y'all.